The parking lot is full when Marcus opens the billing dashboard, but his gym account is still short $18,400 for Friday's payroll. 40 treadmills are moving. Every bench is occupied. At the front desk, 3 new members are signing contracts. From the weight floor, the business looks unstoppable. From the bank account, it looks 6 days from disaster. Marcus built the gym around one priority: create the kind of well-equipped neighborhood facility he had always wanted to use himself. He assumed that if the floor stayed busy, the finances would eventually take care of themselves. Now he is staring at the cost of that assumption. That contradiction is the real economics of owning a gym. Membership revenue does not become profit when a customer signs up, when the card is charged, or even when the building is crowded. It becomes profit only after rent, payroll, equipment debt, utilities, cleaning, repairs, processing fees, marketing, insurance, and cancellations have taken their share. Until then, the monthly revenue figure is cash collected against a long list of obligations. Where it disappears depends on which kind of gym you built. A budget club charging $19.99 depends on thousands of members and survives through volume. A neighborhood gym charging $59 needs enough members to support its wider range of equipment, classes, showers, and staff. A boutique studio can charge $180 for instruction and community, but its limited stations make capacity the constraint. Private coaching can command $400, but every additional session consumes another coach's hour. Before choosing paint colors or ordering barbells, an owner is choosing which constraint will control the business: member volume, floor capacity, staff time, or price tolerance. Marcus chose the neighborhood model because it matched the facility he wanted to build. That decision meant accepting higher payroll than a budget club, more equipment than a boutique studio, and a price ceiling set by nearby households. Pick the wrong constraint for the neighborhood, and the gym can be doomed before the first keycard is printed. Consider Marcus's 7,500 square foot independent gym in a suburban shopping center. The landlord quotes $16,000 per month, but the lease also passes through property taxes, building insurance, and common area maintenance. The actual occupancy bill reaches $2,500. Marcus signs a personal guarantee, pays a 3-month deposit, and receives a concrete shell with bare walls. Preparing that shell creates the first cascade of costs. Rubber flooring costs $48,000. Locker rooms, drains, showers, partitions, and water-resistant wall panels consume $92,000. Electrical work for cardio equipment and lighting adds $31,000. Mirrors, access control, security cameras, signage, some permits, and fire safety work take another $46,000. The ventilation contractor discovers that the rooftop units cannot exchange enough air for a crowded exercise floor. The upgrade is $67,000, all before Marcus buys a single dumbbell. A mixed package of racks, plates, benches, cable machines, selectorized equipment, bikes, and treadmills adds $285,000. Buying it preserves future monthly cash flow, but empties the opening reserve. Financing it protects cash today, while creating a payment that arrives whether membership is rising or collapsing. Marcus chooses financing, $7,200 every month for 5 years. By opening day, he has committed nearly $570,000 and signed obligations extending far beyond the ribbon cutting. The first month produces $61,000 in membership sales and initiation fees. Marcus takes a photograph of the dashboard and sends it to his wife, convinced that the hardest part was getting the doors open. The photograph shows cash, but not timing. On the first of the month, annual prepayments and joining fees lift the account above $61,000. By the 15th, contractor invoices, rent, payroll, and processing deductions have pulled most of it back out. Some members paid annually in advance, so the gym still owes them 12 months of access. Joining fees will not repeat next month. Credit card deposits arrive after deductions, while rent and payroll leave on fixed dates. Revenue can look healthy on the 1st, and the cash account can be empty on the 15th. Marcus also needs the right customers, arriving from the right radius, at a price the surrounding households will repeatedly tolerate. Most members choose convenience over architectural beauty. A gym 12 minutes from home may beat a superior facility 30 minutes away, especially at 6:15 on a rainy morning. A 10-minute drive around the building reveals the practical market: households, apartment complexes, offices, competitors, traffic bottlenecks, and median incomes. Marcus's broker emphasized 48,000 passing cars each day. He said less about the concrete median that prevents westbound drivers from turning into the shopping center. At evening rush hour, a prospective member must drive past the gym, make 2 left turns, and return through a traffic light. Thousands can see the building, but reaching its entrance is needlessly irritating. Marcus had paid for prominent signage before testing that drive himself at 6 p.m. Location brings people to the door, but usage determines what happens after they join. 2 members each pay $69 per month. Elena visits 16 times. She showers after every session, attends 2 classes, uses towels, occupies a treadmill during the evening peak, and reports a frayed cable to the staff. Daniel visits once, forgets his key tag in a kitchen drawer, and continues paying. Daniel produces more immediate margin because his cost to serve is close to zero. Elena generates laundry, hot water, machine wear, instructor demand, and peak hour congestion. This does not mean a responsible owner should want customers to fail. Members who see progress refer friends, buy coaching, post favorable reviews, and remain longer. Daniel may notice the charge tomorrow and cancel immediately. Elena may stay for 4 years. Marcus therefore needs enough visits to create value and loyalty without forcing most of those visits into the same crowded hours. At 1,500 paying members, a 12% turnout during one post-work window puts 180 people into a building with 110 usable exercise stations. The squat racks develop a queue, the parking lot fills, a member circles twice, sees no space, and drives home. Repeated often enough, that experience becomes a cancellation request. Adding memberships can make the product worse before it makes the company profitable, so Marcus faces a choice. He can discount aggressively and chase 2,000 members, or shape when and how the existing members use the building. He introduces a lower-priced daytime plan for retirees and remote workers, adds reservations for small group sessions, and moves 2 popular classes from 6 p.m. to 5:15 and 7 home. The same floor handles more visits without adding a square foot. January tests his discipline. The sales desk processes 286 new memberships in 28 days. Initiation fees, annual prepayments, and first-month dues push cash receipts above $100,000. Marcus reads that number as permission to improve everything members can see. He spends $14,000 replacing the reception counter, commits $8,400 to branded hoodies, and pays a $6,000 design deposit for a recovery room. The $28,400 total comes from the cash reserve rather than recurring operating profit. By April, card failures and cancellation notices are arriving faster than new flooring samples. During a preliminary review of the property, Marcus also learns that sprinkler coverage above the new storage mezzanine may require a $22,000 modification. The annual inspection will determine the exact scope, but he now knows the bill is approaching. He cancels the next construction phase of the recovery room before work begins. Though the design deposit is non-refundable and the reception and hoodie money has already been spent. The January surge had not created spare cash. It had made an unfinished year look complete. A January member who joins during an emotional burst may stop attending by March, but disappearance and cancellation are different events. Some customers continue paying because they intend to return next Monday. Others view the charge as a commitment to the person they still hope to become. A $29 fee can remain below the threshold that provokes action, while a $179 studio membership receives scrutiny every month. Marcus has to treat this psychology carefully. Making cancellation deliberately painful may preserve a few billing cycles, but it also produces chargebacks, complaints, hostile reviews, and regulatory risk. A clear online cancellation button can appear financially dangerous while building trust. Exit surveys can reveal whether members are leaving because of dirty showers, evening crowding, a move across town, or classes scheduled during working hours. The useful response is to fix the experience, not trap people in the billing system. Physical details influence whether members use what they bought. A new member who meets a receptionist able to explain the changing rooms, sees a simple path to the cardio floor, and finds signs identifying each training zone is more likely to begin. Someone confronted by 20 experienced lifters surrounding the only available bench may quietly stop coming. A 15-minute orientation can prevent that outcome. Staff consistency matters even more. Maya, the Tuesday instructor, remembers names and notices when a regular has been absent for 2 weeks. Her short message can restore a routine. But if Maya is underpaid, given unpredictable hours, and leaves after 3 months, that relationship leaves with her. Replacement costs include recruiting, training, canceled classes, refunds, and members who were attached to the coach rather than the logo. Marcus likes buying equipment because he can point to it. Maya's value is less visible, which makes it easier to underestimate until she is gone. A franchise offers a different trade. Standard software, vendor discounts, national advertising, and an established name can shorten the climb to credibility. In return, the owner may pay an initial fee, a continuing royalty on gross sales, and a marketing contribution before calculating local profit. A royalty tied to revenue still applies during a bad month when the location itself earns nothing. An independent gym keeps that percentage but must create every system: sales scripts, cleaning checklists, class standards, billing recovery, brand design, and local advertising. Marcus wanted the freedom to build his own gym. By the middle of the year, he understands that freedom also means paying personally for every process he failed to design in advance. At roughly that midpoint, revenue reaches $88,000 per month. Marcus begins to believe the dangerous period is over. During the annual fire inspection, however, the inspector confirms the concern raised in April. Sprinkler coverage must be modified above the new storage mezzanine. The final estimate is $22,000. That is the bill the January spending leaves Marcus unable to absorb. He negotiates a payment schedule with the contractor, but the first installment, payroll, rent, and the equipment payment now converge in the same week. The busy evening from the opening of this story occurs at that moment. Marcus is $18,400 short for Friday's payroll because annual prepayments were spent early, visible upgrades consumed the reserve, and expected dues have been reduced by card failures and cancellations. He covers the shortage by terminating the remaining design work attached to the recovery room deposit he already paid, returning the unopened portion of the hoodie order for a partial credit, delaying his own $6,000 owner salary, and using the remaining repair reserve. The construction phase had already been canceled in April. Now he gives up the unfinished design work as well. Employees are paid on Friday, but the rescue leaves only up to $300 in unrestricted cash. The full parking lot did not solve the crisis. Marcus solved it by sacrificing his own pay and the cushion intended for the next emergency. Commercial properties keep producing costs that customers rarely see. One week, Marcus pays for cleaning chemicals, alarm monitoring, and merchant fees within 2 days. None looks dangerous alone, but together they remove thousands of dollars from the account before he has repaired a machine or paid an instructor. Card processing is especially quiet. At an effective cost near 3%, $88,000 in monthly card payments can lose about $2,740 before reaching the operating account. Failed payments create another leak. If 60 cards decline and each account is worth $69, more than $4,000 in expected monthly revenue becomes a collection task overnight. Equipment follows its own schedule. A treadmill belt slips during the Monday rush. A cable frays inside a machine that appeared fine the previous evening. Vinyl splits across 6 benches. The cold plunge pump, purchased to differentiate the club, stops circulating water days after its warranty expires. 1 repair is manageable. 4 in the same month can eliminate the owner's distribution. Those repair bills also change how Marcus thinks about financing. His $7,200 equipment payment is due regardless of how many machines are usable or how many members cancel. The same fixed obligation pressure has contributed to crises at much larger operators, including major gym companies that entered bankruptcy protection in 2020 when club access was severely disrupted. The lesson Marcus takes from those cases is not that every financed gym will fail. It is that brand recognition, member counts, and valuable equipment cannot satisfy fixed commitments without available cash. He stops considering another financed equipment package and directs that money toward reserves. Marcus's current month shows why. His gym has 1,240 members paying an average of $67, producing $83,080 in recurring monthly dues. Coaching, small group training, drinks, and day passes add $14,600. Total monthly revenue is $97,680. Rent and property charges take $2,500. Payroll taxes, wages, and contractor payments take $31,800. Equipment financing takes $7,200. Utilities take $5,400. Cleaning and laundry take $3,100. Insurance, software, music licensing, accounting, and security take $4,300. Marketing takes $4,800. Card fees absorb $2,930. Repairs and replacement reserves consume $3,500 in. That leaves $1,450 before income taxes, debt outside the equipment lease, and Marcus's compensation. If he pays himself $6,000 for managing a business that occupies his phone 7 days a week, the operating surplus falls to $8,150. Nearly $100,000 of monthly revenue has become an 8% margin. Remove 90 members and recurring dues drop by $6,030, while most operating costs remain. Add a $7,500 air conditioning repair, and the month turns negative. Marcus has already experienced the practical version of that calculation. A single mistimed safety bill forced him to surrender his salary and raid the repair reserve. The break-even calculation makes the threshold visible. If non-membership revenue contributes $14,600 and total operating obligations, including a basic owner salary, reach about $89,500, memberships must cover $74,900. At an average of $67 each, Marcus needs roughly 1,118 active paying members to reach operational break-even. That means 1,118 paying accounts, not names in the database. At 4% monthly churn, a base of 1,240 loses about 50 members every month. The sales team must add 50 just to stand still. If acquiring each member costs $140 in local advertising, tours, trials, and sales labor, replacement consumes $7,000. Lowering churn to 3% reduces the monthly loss to 37 members. Over a year, avoiding those 13 replacement sales each month can preserve more than $20,000 in acquisition spending before counting the dues those members continue paying. Marcus once treated retention as a customer service metric. Now he recognizes it as part of the cost structure. Memberships alone still leave little room when rent and payroll rise. Carefully designed secondary revenue can improve the result. Marcus converts an underused corner into a 6-person strength group. Each client pays $149 per month above basic membership. 4 groups with 6 clients add $3,576 monthly, while the coach receives $1,500 for delivering the sessions. The existing floor, lights, and lease support most of the remaining revenue. Selling bottled drinks produces a weaker contribution. A cooler may generate hundreds of transactions, but inventory, spoilage, refrigeration, and low-dollar value limit the result. A premium service built on expertise can produce more margin from 24 customers than a refrigerator produces from 1,000 bottles. Marcus now requires evidence before expanding. A sauna might require construction, electrical capacity, ventilation, insurance changes, and daily cleaning. Unless it raises pricing, attracts measurable sign-ups, or prevents enough cancellations, it repeats his recovery room mistake, buying a visible feature before proving that it can support its own costs. The full year can end in 2 very different ways. In the healthy version, Marcus maintains 1,250 paying members, keeps monthly churn near 3%, grows small group coaching, rebuilds the repair reserve, and avoids discounting below the value of the facility. Annual revenue reaches about $1.2 million, and the gym produces a modest but durable operating profit after paying him for his work. In the fragile version, membership rises to $1,400 after heavy promotions, but the average rate falls by $8. Evening crowding increases cancellations. Churn reaches 5%, requiring roughly 70 replacement members each month. Advertising spending climbs, coaching participation drops, and 2 equipment failures arrive during summer. The gym reports more members and less profit. Anyone looking through the window would probably choose the crowded version. Marcus, after making payroll with his own postponed salary, would choose the stronger 12-month cash flow statement. The full parking lot proved only that people had entered. Durability came from keeping enough of them, controlling capacity, paying staff, and preserving cash for bills that had not arrived. Marcus finally learned to examine timing and reserves with the same attention he once gave equipment. Which cost do you think gym owners underestimate most? Payroll, member churn, equipment repairs, or the cash tied up in annual memberships? Leave your answer in the comments and subscribe for more business breakdowns.